Okay, my beautiful yogis, even though it's not a very nice morning, we're going to have a lovely session of yin on our mats. And as long as we're warm and cozy inside, that's all that matters. So just take whatever position you want to start with, lying down or seated, just listening to your body and what you feel you need this morning. And as we have these first few minutes where we just kind of come inwards and look inwards and just reflect on where we might be a little bit achy and pains, where maybe there's just some tightness that we're feeling in our body, often around our joints, muscles. Tune into how you're feeling. And also just sort of what level the mind is at, whether it's really overly busy, overstimulated, even overwhelmed. And whether, if you are there, let's just let, like a snow globe, everything settle. All the thoughts can just settle onto the floor. We can come back to them and then they'll all blow up again later, I'm sure. But just finding that stillness, that quietness. As we focus on our breath, this also helps us to just come into a still place. So as you breathe, notice if your shoulders are really tight and up near your ears. Notice if you can just sort of gently relax here. As you even breathe into the belly, is the abdominal wall, the abdominal muscle tight? And how does it feel around the ribs and the chest and all the muscles that kind of encase this upper chest area? What do you want to gain from your practice today? And also, what would you like to gain from your day? Set an intention that wherever you, may be something like, whoever I come across, whoever I speak or interact with, it's going to be joyous. Or I will leave feeling uplifted, which is a lovely one. Or perhaps I will have a little message come to me that I really needed to answer. So create a sankalpa, an intention. And then with that, let's all come to seated. So if you're lying down, take a moment to hug in and just enjoy a little rock. Massage either the lower back, the base of the spine. Just enjoy a nice little circle on your back. And very gently you can join me seated. So today we'll do the mudra mantra. Peace begins with me. We're coming to that season, aren't we? That's, the season of peace to all. So it's nice to kind of practice that sometimes rather than just think about the idea of it. We will use the hands because also, moving the fingers, it's nice to keep all our digits and everything loosened and mobile. So peace begins with me. This lovely little touch the thumb with each finger as we say the mantra. And partway through, we'll take 5 minutes for this, but partway through, if you want to release the mantra and just mudra rather and bring the hands to here, then please do. But maybe just stay with the lovely repetition in your mind. So let's time this 5 minutes. And I'll sort of talk us in a few of them. So have a moment to relax. Release through your face and shoulders. And then we'll begin. Peace begins with me. 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 And take this internally. You can speed it up or slow it down. Staying with the mantra and the mudra. And then halfway through, if you want to just relax your hands into your lap in Dhyana Mudra, you can do. Stay with the mantra. Just staying with the mantra. And then while your eyes are still closed, and we just have a few more moments, just notice whether you were far more focused with the mantra and the mudra combined. And then if you did drop the hand movements, whether the mind became a little bit busy. So just blink your eyes open. We'll come back. I very much noticed that today when I did the combination. I was really in the flow of it. As soon as I rested my hands and I wasn't doing this, although I was saying the mantra, my mind started wandering, and perhaps the combination of the two really keeps us actually quite focused. It's that sort of physical movement as well as the mental movement. So just a share there of how two slightly different changes can affect a meditation. So let's come off our cushions. Join me in butterfly. So today we're not going to do too much with hips. We will come into these poses, but not too intense. So we've got butterfly and dragonfly, and then we've got twisted roots and hammock today. So if you need to support under your legs, and you may not normally need to, but if you need to today, please do. And then we'll just gently see how this feels. If any of the poses today really don't feel right, please choose something else that you prefer. It's more important that you're comfortable. And as we gently find this position and then come to the breath, and gradually we can look to sort of relax the upper body, head, neck, shoulders. And just think about how much you want to come into this pose today. There's times where I really want to feel it and push into it and see how far I can come. And then other times I just want to make the shape and feel it in a very subtle way. So notice where you are. And then just following your breath. Just allowing that focus on the in and out breath, and you following how it feels physically can be quite meditative. Notice how this pose feels today. It's a sort of a cold, damp day, and this can affect our joints a little bit more sometimes than a warm, sunny day. Relaxing shoulders and face and neck. And as you really consciously bring the breath low to the belly, can you feel a nice little movement subtly in your lower back? So when you're ready, we'll just take a few more breaths here. Gently lift up. And enjoy coming back into a lovely neutral spine. Take your time. I'm in a little bit of a gentle mood today. wanting everything to sort of slow down and be very mindful. And so just observing how long it takes you to really relax through your back, to really feel safe enough to surrender and let the mat hold you. Really let the muscles go, especially around the lumbar, where I know a few of us have some issues. And sometimes we think we've relaxed everywhere, but then if we look a little bit further, there's still something else that we can let go. And as we lie here, just maybe observing how you can loosen your face and neck. Are you relaxed through your back now? Or is there still a bit of tightness that just doesn't want to shift? So when you're ready, let's bring our right knee in, then our left. We're going to come into twisted roots next. But have a rock first. This is really nice just to ease out anything that you're feeling in your back there. Bring your head up if you want to. And if you actually want to kind of roll a little bit more on your tailbone, then just stretch the knees out with the arms long, and you can feel all the different places that you can rock on your back by taking the knees away or drawing them in. It's quite nice to sort of rock and do a zigzag from tailbone upwards. So I'm going to just roll up just to grab my cushion. And when we come into twisted roots, we'll start with the knees going right. So I'm going to pop that to the right side. And then we come down. Now, often with twisted roots, we cross the left leg over the right. But if for whatever reason today that's too intense, you can just keep the legs parallel and come over to the side. You know, this does twist into the belly, and I know that some of us are being careful. So just adapt. At the end of the day, it's a twist to our body. So rolling over, bringing the knees to the right. We have our left shoulder. Mine lifts away from the mat. You might want a little cushion under that just to support. And then just gradually sort of find the place where maybe your legs do slip and slide a little, and then they can find this resting pose. I'm just going to grab a blanket for my shoulder, and you may also want that second support. The more relaxed you can be in the pose, the more your body's going to relax, the less your muscles will feel like they have to be active and holding on. So in some ways, the more padding, the better. So relax. This time of year when the food is in abundance, we're eating a lot more, and the food can sometimes be a lot richer. It's not what we normally have. There's a lot more variety. It's lovely to come into a twist and sort of balance a lot of that out. Encourage the release of toxins. Just keep noticing if the inner thighs are tight and tense. Maybe relax the face so that the right side of our face just goes a bit floppy. Breathe into belly. And just noticing what you maybe enjoy about this pose. There might be quite a deep stretch that you're feeling around the hip, the buttock, even the side of the waist. As long as it's not painful, it's okay to explore a deep stretch. And then when you're ready, we'll take one more breath. And gently lifting out of this pose, unravel yourself and just find a lovely neutral spine. Move gently, especially if you can really feel that sensation around the hip and thigh. And just letting everything come back into alignment. Nice deep breath. And if you can, just follow any sort of change in temperature, coolness, warmth, tingling. You might only feel it in certain patches on your body. And just taking a few more breaths as we relax here, really letting go, really just observing where you feel relaxed, where there's some tightness still. And then hug the knees in again. It's always nice just to have a little massage on our back before we come into the other side. And how does this pose feel today? Like, it is a pose we often do. Does it feel good? Or is it a challenging one? I'm always intrigued when you tell me afterwards whether a pose that you're normally quite comfortable in has really challenged you that day. So, twisted roots to the left, we'll bring our right leg over if you want to. If not, literally just drop the knees to your left side. Positioning something under your shoulder if you wish as well. The more comfortable you can get, the better. Pad out underneath your hip if that feels a little bit sort of uncomfortable too. And then just try and relax. Let everything sort of find its resting place. And just breathing deeply to belly, up into chest. Trying to relax your head and neck as well. Quite often, even though the neck is not the center point of focus, it can still hold a lot of tension. You might notice your tummy rumbling a little bit as well. This is quite normal with a twist where we're activating our digestive system. Lovely for gallbladder meridian, liver and kidneys. Can you notice if your buttocks are relaxed and maybe even the sides of your waist, one of them might be tight? And what's going through your mind? Can you relax and be with your body, or have you diverted off to what needs doing later? Just keep rotating your awareness around your body. Head and neck, and relaxing here. Do you like the pose? Is it feeling good in the body? And just as we take one more breath here, just think about how it feels when we've come out of the pose as well, and whether that feels nice. So gently just uncross the legs. We're going to slowly just lift our body, come back into neutral spine. Take a nice little sigh and notice how you're feeling. Letting everything relax. If you need to, as you lie here, just sort of rock the pelvis a little, or even sort of wag the tail by dropping a leg lower alternately, and whatever you need to do just to ease anything that you're feeling intensely. This is a nice place to just sort of reset and feel into your body. So when you're ready, let's bring our knees in for a lovely little hug. Hug in tight if you need to feel it higher up, or stretch the knees away if you want to feel that lower spine. And we will roll up. We're going to come into Dragonfly now. So just stretching our legs out. Again, a really lovely hip opening posture that isn't too intense. If you want a little blanket, and today I'm going to take this because I feel like I would prefer just to have something little under the edge of the buttocks. And it just gives probably not even an inch of a lift, like half an inch. But it feels like the pelvis can tilt forward a little. You can try that if you want to, if it's not something you've ever tried before. Just a little bit of fabric just behind the edge of your buttocks can feel quite nice in this pose. So. And then when you're ready, letting everything become passive and relaxed, and we'll just explore this gentle lean forwards. Know where you are today. We always say sort of go to about 70% of a stretch. But today you might want to be at 50% and just really ease yourself in ever so gently. Enjoy the breath and follow the breath. Gradually your shoulders, head and neck can soften too. But also enjoying the stretch that you feel on the inner legs. Noticing if you feel it more on the inner thigh or perhaps the inner calf, maybe the back of your knee. And observe your thoughts. Just witness your thoughts. What's going through your mind? And is the pose becoming easier and softer now?
Do you like this pose? How does it feel? What emotions come up? So let's just take one more lovely breath. A nice conscious breath when we do these last ones. Gently come up.
Really slowly, just walking the hands up, feeling everything release a little bit through the spine. And then, as always, let's come back down. If any of you used that little kind of padding behind the buttocks, did it feel different? Was it nicer? Did it kind of improve your posture? Just thinking about how these little aids can help us. Have a lovely long sigh as you just melt to your mat. Again, if you need to just gently rock the pelvis so that you can feel it in your lumbar, or wag your tail. Doing whatever feels nice. Keep relaxing. It still might be very tense around the mid-lower spine, and back. So just gently keep trying to let your body relax. Every out breath, we can just let go a little bit more. And then when we're ready, drawing right knee, left knee. Again, a nice slow movement here, sort of being very intentional with everything that you're doing. Especially if you do have a little bit of a twinge. Now and then I get a recurring twinge in the same place. Sometimes it flares up, sometimes it doesn't. It's just being really kind of body aware. So we're going to come into hammock now, where we'll use our straps. So if you've got them handy, we'll start with the right leg. So popping that strap around the ball of the foot. Lie down, bend your knee, and then just begin to bring it round the back of the head. So not the neck. I know I always say this, but it's just a reminder. So base of the skull, straps kind of cross the tips of the ears, but it's not round the neck. Your left leg can be bent or straight, whatever you prefer. And then we can just enjoy this lovely posture. You don't have to have your right leg straight. You can have a nice generous bend in the knee. And as you push into the foot, you can enjoy a lovely little gentle tug around the neck. And as you let the head become heavy, it encourages a stretch through the leg. So you can sort of play with these two positions, or just sort of find a happy place in between. Relaxing your shoulders away from your ears and just gently breathing into belly and chest. Where do you feel it? Perhaps around the buttock or the back of your thigh. Hip, you might notice some sensation.
Every now and then you can explore the idea of straightening your leg a little bit more. Come back to your breath, whether any alteration you make physically, does that tighten your breath? Does your abdomen tighten up? So how does it feel to just gently push into the foot and feel that lovely, very gentle, subtle stretch in the back of the neck? And then let the head become heavy and that pull through the leg. So if you want to, I often like to invite you to unhook the strap from the head, and just holding it, we can just take a few moments to kind of hold the strap and play with a little bit of gentle movement with the legs. So maybe straightening the leg, lowering it a little. You can swing out to the side. Lovely stretch on the inner thigh. How high can you lift the leg here? Swinging the leg across the body. Notice if that becomes uncomfortable, or in certain places it may be uncomfortable if the leg is stretched. When you really straighten your leg, how high can you get it? Does it have to come quite low? And maybe you'll start to feel a few more muscles engage, and different muscles engage as we move the leg around. Swung right out to the side, you're going to feel it right at the top of the inner thighs, sort of more towards the groin. Then when we're ready, we can just gently lower. If you want to quickly swap feet, you can do. And then just take a few moments, as we always do, and just feel the difference from right leg to left. The left leg doesn't feel, probably feels numb, whereas there's a lovely stimulation in the right leg, around the hip, buttock perhaps. Enjoying, sort of feeling the vibrancy, the energy moving. And then gently, when we're ready, as all that sort of starts to fade away and it evens out, we can come into the left leg now. So strap around the ball and the strap around the base of the skull, avoiding the neck. And then again, just enjoy the push of the foot and the heaviness of the head, and alternate between, and find a nice place where you can settle. It's a nice posture. Although we do alternate legs, we get to sort of rest the heart, and all the fluid can drain back more to the centre of the body if we have any extra fluid around feet and legs and ankles. So as we breathe, and depending on sort of where we're pushing in this pose, notice if your abdomen becomes tight and tense. And check if your right leg feels tense as well, even though we're not doing anything with it. Sometimes that can feel too tense. Just awareness of whether there's a little quiver or a shake that comes into your leg. Tune into your thoughts. Is your breath nice and slow and even? Perhaps feeling nice and calm. How does this feel compared with the other leg? Sometimes one might be tighter, but then it might ease more quickly. So just noticing sort of the differences in how they feel in the length of time we're in these poses. Can we straighten it a bit more? Lovely pose for your bladder where we're working the back of our leg. Part of the bladder channel runs through the back of the leg. So if you want to, you can stay here, but if you want to unhook and just have a little bit of movement with your leg, please do. It's interesting to see if there's any differences in what we do here with one side and the other. All these different slight movements, if you're moving very slowly, sort of just from one side to the other and slightly up, slightly down, how all the different muscles sort of engage or release. Perhaps you'll find a sort of a new muscle, not a new muscle, but a muscle that you don't ever think, oh, I can feel that, didn't know that that was there. Test your mobility with your hip in a very gentle way so that it doesn't become painful, but you can enjoy sort of a challenging stretch. So very rare that we have these opportunities to really kind of enjoy and think about our body. So just gently, let's lower the leg down, have a few moments. You can unhook your foot, just feel the difference, feel perhaps the balance coming back into your body. Tingly foot where the strap's been. Again, is there a word that comes to mind after these poses? How you're feeling? And then when you're ready, choose now where you want to relax. Lying down or seated, up to you. Let your body guide you. But just get comfy. Make yourself warm. Let's choose a card. So Seraphina, one I often get, but I wonder if this will resonate with any of you. I am the angel of families. A happy change or addition is coming to your family. Your prayers about family have been heard, and I have been sent to watch over you and answer your prayers. I am here to tell you about a beautiful change coming to your family. You are going through a period of adjustment right now to prepare for this change. It might feel chaotic or disorganized, but be assured that this is simply part of the nesting process. I will guide you through this time and help you with any upsets that may occur. Any challenges will stimulate forthright discussion, and this truth is very cleansing. It helps you to know your own feelings and priorities on a deeper level, and allows you to share with others in a deep, honest way. Then, when the purpose of the turmoil has been served, the storm will blow over, revealing blue skies for all. This happy change or addition to your family is divinely ordered. Surrender any worries to God and allow heaven to serve you as your spiritual family who helps, guides, and watches over you. We love you very much. So, an interesting one. I wonder what that could mean. Often additions will be babies, but it could be any kind of change in a family setup, but hopefully a positive one. Just have a few minutes now just to enjoy some quietness and stillness.
very gently, without moving at all just yet, with your eyes still closed. Whatever you're thinking about yourself, I just want you to bring the word miraculous to your mind. Because we are miraculous, the way our bodies are made, the way everything functions without us even really having to think about it. That everything is just this wonderful machine that is infused with a whole host of feelings and emotions and the ability to give and receive and love and be compassionate to other people and to ourselves. So just really have a moment to think how wonderful and miraculous you are. And especially when you're feeling a little bit down or downtrodden, come back to that word. Write it somewhere. I am miraculous. And just see if that flips a little switch inside to just give you a little boost and an uplift. The true nature of ourselves is perfect and miraculous. It's all the parts of life and the trimmings that brings that chips away at our real diamond core of who we are. So when we can really just come back to that, it's really special. So take that word with you today. This is the word for the day. I'm miraculous. And with that, we can just start to wiggle our fingers and toes. Take a few deep breaths and feel that lovely prana, that chi, the oxygen and life force coming into our bodies. And if you're lying down, you can gently start to stretch. Maybe roll the head from side to side. And then hugging knees in, gently rolling up to seated. If you're seated, maybe just a little roll of the shoulders and a flex of the spine. A few lovely deep breaths. And as we sit, we can just reroute our energy roots from our tailbone down into earth. Just have that lovely image. It just takes a moment. If you think of the most miraculous, beautiful, wonderful oak tree, that deep roots and just this glorious piece of nature, then that's you sitting here now on your cushion. So bringing hands to heart center, lovelies. Om Shanti. Namaste. Thank you.